Okay, I have recorded so many videos. One thing I can be sure is you always get to know my thoughts, and this is the actual me. Like, at least I didn't have a script. Although I don't have any script, I don't have even a topic, I can still hide things from my audience. I can choose what to share and what not to share, but I try to be as open as possible because that is the value of sharing and documentation. Um, you know, I always find those who are willing to expose their, vulnerability very encouraging, and I would gravitate towards those type of content, especially when I'm not feeling my best. Like yesterday, I came across a video by Aja. I forgot her last name, but Aja, AJA, on YouTube. I don't remember what was the video I followed her for, but now it seems like she's making video about financial investment stuff like that, and she in that video confessed that she's been having a very tough time because she considered buying a house a biggest financial decision she made, and that really affected her negatively. I can't really relate to that. I haven't even purchased anything with I did before, like a few years back, but now I don't have any personal savings, so I can't relate to that. But I do relate to the stress and the sense of lost, and that self-doubt. I totally relate to that. Yeah, so I appreciate what she said. She made me feel like we're all humans. Even someone who I admire also got very similar problems and challenges in life. You don't see those problems because people don't share them. I also watched a video on Bilibili, which is the Chinese YouTube platform. A guy who sells cars, like luxury cars, interviewed a rapper. No, he's one of the Higher Brothers members, and he just sold his Rolls Royce to that guy, and they had a really meaningful conversation. And No definitely changed my impression from that conversation about him. And I just find, being authentic and expressing one's, vulnerability are really powerful. And he also mentioned in the conversation he rarely shared anything, negative or like those considered as unsuccessful experience. He wouldn't share that in his works, like his music, but he only shares things that he dreams about and he wants to manifest about, like cars, money, fame, luxury lifestyle. And I think in the past I considered those as very superficial and shallow longing. Like I looked down on those, but I still listen to lots of raps, especially American hip hop. they're all talking about the same stuff. But now I have a new perspective. Yeah, I was thinking getting rich and being famous are just techniques to fulfill bigger purposes in life. It's more difficult to fulfill your purpose without money, without status and fame. So I'm willing to change my mind on this matter. Instead of resisting money, I want to start talking about money more. I want to think about ways to make some money. It takes lots of courage for me to admit this, because I have to own my past ignorance, right? And arrogance, most importantly. I was very arrogant and ignorant at the same time. I always thought making money is kind of even evil, like if you rip people off from selling them overpriced stuff. That is just one example comes to my mind when I think about making money. But there are literally limitless ways of making money, and I want to embrace that, and I want to play the game so I can better fulfill my bigger purpose of life. Yep, today is August 22nd, 2025. Yeah, thank you for listening and watching this. See you in my next one.